Welcome everyone to Alaska Weather. I'm meteorologist Peter Chan coming to you from the National Weather Service in Alaska region on this Saturday, May 24th, 2025. And the weather headlines across the state as we go through this Memorial Day weekend are calling for a push of heavier rain into the Panhandle early middle part of next week, along with some gale force winds. It's already been wet there this holiday weekend. Rain showers today will continue into the day on Sunday and actually increase in intensity for Monday night, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Meanwhile, in the farther north, we're still waiting for the North Slope rivers to break up, but the Porcupine River has broken up in Canada, and that's leading to some light to moderate ice flows and rising water levels we expect above Fort Yukon here in the week ahead. The other thing we're seeing now are scattered showers and thunderstorms, and the thunderstorms with the lightning strikes could initiate a few fire starts over the next couple of days over areas of the central and eastern interior. But overall, just an unsettled, generally cool, and occasionally wet weather pattern will persist for much of the state into early June. And those of you watching the sky, new moon occurs on Tuesday, May 27th. Well, here is an indicator of that instability in the interior, up there in the Tanana Valley, Salcha, where the Salcha River comes. And you see, look at that. That's at the very least, a pretty good shower, building showers and thunderstorms, 56 degrees, lead to a few lightning strikes there across portions of the interior. Meanwhile, down there in the southern Panhandle, Craig, rain and low clouds, 51 degrees, showery day across much of the Panhandle. And we expect even steadier rains coming in, along with gusty winds, perhaps to gale force, especially along the outer coast coming up here Monday night into Tuesday and Wednesday. So all we have out right now are some special weather statements. We have the special weather statement here for areas of the central and eastern interior, especially as you go up the Tanana Valley and the upper Yukon Valley, Porcupine River Valley as well, and the Yukon Flats. This area will see some scattered thunderstorms, not only this Saturday afternoon, but again Sunday and into Monday. And again, a few of these thunderstorms could put down some briefly heavier rain, small hail, and those lightning strikes that could initiate a few new fire starts. So be very careful if you're up in this area, because there is some higher fire danger along the upper Yukon River, as well as areas of the Tanana Valley. And I'll show you that in a moment. And then down here, special weather statement, Prince of Wales Island up to Port Alexander. Could see some higher than normal water levels in the week ahead due to these stronger winds associated with a couple frontal bands that'll be pushing in there Monday through Friday. So keep that in mind. So as far as the way the river breakup season goes, we still have the rivers of the far north there in the North Slope have yet to break up. We've seen breakup initiate here on the Porcupine River up in Canada. So during the course of this upcoming week, there will be some light to moderate ice flows and rising water levels as that all approaches Fort Yukon. Otherwise, southern rivers are nicely open. The Yukon southward is really all those rivers now are open, and we have no longer the threat of any ice jam flooding. So here's the fire danger expected on Sunday, where you have drier conditions combined with the potential for lightning strikes. This area of the Yukon Flats, and then actually out here toward the middle Yukon, there's some drier conditions. As you go south, there's a better chance of wetting rains and showers that have definitely curtailed the fire threat at this point in the season. But nevertheless, if you're going to be out recreating, camping, that sort of thing, standard rules of caution when it comes to using fire or using tools that could cause a spark. Now, looking at the satellite imagery, we have an area of low pressure that's kind of sitting here, southeastern Gulf, North Pacific. That's what's bringing in the instability for the showers today, Panhandle up toward northeastern Gulf Coast. Meanwhile, back to the west, there's a couple of low centers front. All that energy is heading east-southeastward, like I was talking about last week. It's going to head east-southeast, come into the North Pacific. Another low in moisture comes up. There'll be a couple of different waves of moisture and gusty winds that rotate north and northwestward across the Panhandle and Gulf Coast as we go through the Monday night, Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. Meanwhile, when you look at the interior, see this popcorn look to the clouds here in northwest Canada and across areas of the interior. Those are scattered showers and some thunder and lightning. And this is a pattern. It's typical as we get into summer and certainly will persist through the next couple of days. Looking at the weather map late tonight and on Sunday morning, we have that low sitting there in the kind of the lower portion of the Gulf North Pacific. Here comes a couple of pieces of energy out of the Bering, this low south of the Alaska Peninsula. And then we have this kind of semi-permanent thermal trough that just sets up over the interior, provides the focus for some showers and thunderstorms. But getting into Sunday afternoon, we have that low still here, kind of in the lower portion of the Gulf, and we have showers or areas of light rain mainly through the Panhandle, and then a scattering of showers and thunderstorms northwest Canada in through the interior. The energy continues southeastward from the Bering Sea out into the North Pacific again. Come Monday afternoon, here comes that first low that's going to bring in some gale or near gale force winds Monday night into Tuesday for the Panhandle. So you're going to see the rain enhance across the Panhandle, especially later Monday night and on Tuesday. And we still have the thermal trough here near and just north of the Alaska Range in the northwest Canada. And in the far north, there's a little bit of a tail of a trough that could bring a few light snow showers to areas of the North Slope or along the Arctic coast. Should not be anything too notable. And then on Tuesday, we have, so that one system pulls back to the north and west, so that's going to keep things wet and breezy along the Gulf Coast and Panhandle. And there'll be another system coming up here later Tuesday into Wednesday that'll just reinforce another bout, a moist southerly flow up through the Panhandle. So rainfall moderate to locally heavy. And again, with some of these winds, we could have higher than normal water levels along Prince of Wales Island, Port Alexander areas here for next week. And looking at temperatures, at least most readings are above freezing south of the Brooks Range, we're expecting. In the far north, readings in the 20s to near 30 for lows, as well as the Seward Peninsula and over towards St. Lawrence Island. 40s Panhandle, 40s generally south central. And then daytime highs where there is some sunshine, readings will pop up in that 65 to near 70 degree range, and that's just enough instability with the moisture at hand in the lower levels of the atmosphere to trigger those scattered showers and thunderstorms for Sunday afternoon. But quite mild temperatures for the middle upper Yukon, Tanana valleys. And temperatures in through the Panhandle will be a bit cooler with the cloud cover and showers generally in the 50s. Questionable, can Anchorage hit 60 again? Anchorage hit 60 degrees for the first time on Saturday, which is rather remarkable since we already had a couple days close to that earlier in the month. And then looking at the Arctic coast lows, Monday morning below freezing, North Slope, Arctic coast, spine of the Brooks Range, especially northern part of the Seward Peninsula. Meanwhile, the Yukon, Tanana valleys warmer with lows generally above 40. 40s elsewhere throughout the Alaska Peninsula up along the Gulf Coast into the Panhandle. And then temperatures Monday afternoon, Memorial Day, cool 50s here in the Panhandle. You're going to have another push of rain and wind coming northward that'll overspread the Panhandle from south to north, especially Monday evening through Monday night, Tuesday morning. Meanwhile, out to the west where you do get some sunshine again, Yukon Flats down here towards, say, Nenana, Lake Minchumina, Haisley areas, highs 65, could even squeak out a 70 degree reading in a couple spots. So that's going to fuel the development of those scattered showers and thunderstorms. Coolest temperatures, again, will be along the North Slope and along the Arctic coast, where highs will be right around or just a couple few degrees above freezing. And as you expect, the waters of the Bering keeping things cooler, 37 the high there at Savunga, but at least it's above freezing, 39 St. Paul, and only middle 40s or so for the Aleutian. So this is not necessarily what you want to see going into early June. It is our short summer season, and at this point it looks like there's a high likelihood of below normal temperatures continuing into the start of June for much of the southern mainland and southeast portions of the state, with the strongest likelihood of that happening. Copper River Basin there north of Prince William Sound and areas here of the northern central Panhandle, and overall the entire state just seeing temperatures averaging below normal. And then Precipitation-wise, we could see precipitation average a bit above normal across a good portion of the state, especially the Panhandle, and then areas of the southern, western, and northern mainland for May 30th through June 3rd.